Hi everyone. So this is take 2 of a nice grounding evening practice to prepare you for bed. Had some really funny technical difficulties on the last one, so if you watched that, thank you. And hopefully this one will be a little bit less distracting without the funny face filters. So what you'll need is a bolster or a pillow or something to sit on, and then an old towel and some oil that could be suitable for massage if you have it. So I have some almond oil, but you could also do this with coconut oil or sesame oil or anything you have around the house. So we'll start in a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe sitting up on something to elevate your hips over your knees. Nice tall spine. Have your hands on your knees or your legs with palms facing down. Can be a little bit more grounding. And then take a moment, just take a deep inhale. Exhale it out the mouth. Do that again. Deep inhale. Sigh it out the mouth. One more time. Inhale. Sigh it out of the mouth. And gently close the eyes. Take a moment just to come into your body and come into this space. Start by feeling where your sit bones are connected to the cushion or the pillow or the floor. Really connecting into that sense of being rooted and grounded. Especially during this time when our routines have been upended and there's so much uncertainty. I know for me, the vata in my mind and my body has been getting into excess and disturbing my sleep. So it's important to refocus on how to ground down, bring the energy down, especially at night before sleep. Check in with your breath. Noticing where you find the inhale and the exhale. Starting at the top of the head, we'll do a body scan. So just methodically working your way down through the body, just noticing how you feel without judgment or pride. Just accepting it as it is. Do you feel light? Do you feel tightness, heaviness, openness, contractedness? Whatever it is, greet it with an open heart. Down through the neck, through the shoulders, down both arms. Checking in with every part of the body, not spending too much time in any one place. Not getting hung up in an area that feels nice and loose and open. And similarly, not spending too much time if an area feels tight or closed off. Just taking an inventory. Through the back and the chest and the torso, all the way down to the pelvis. And then down through each leg. Down through the knees, the shins, all the way to the feet. Once you finish, just taking another deep breath in and out. And we'll do something similar to the body scan, but for the mind. So starting with when you woke up this morning, we're going to run through your day in hyperspeed. So just thinking of everything that you experienced today, all of the actions and events that transpired, but not spending too much time on any one of them. It's like you've pressed fast forward 3 times and you're just seeing a 1-minute clip of your entire day condensed. But what we're really doing is helping your brain and your subconscious work through what you experienced today, so hopefully you don't get hung up on it in those precious moments as you're about to fall asleep. Not spending too much time on any one experience or memory or visualization. Just moving through the day. And then once you get all the way up to the present moment, take one more deep inhale. Hold it at the top, hold everything in, feeling everything you experienced today. Exhale, let it all go. Clearing the energy from the day. So next we'll move into a really restorative yoga posture. So you'll need your bolster or cushion, or this could just be a kind of firm pillow off your couch or your bed. And you'll put it about 2 inches away from the wall. And while I'm doing this, pro tip, my oil, especially in times like now when I'm feeling that my vata is in excess and I'm feeling qualities of dryness or cold, I really want this oil to be warm. So this is a baby bottle warmer that you can buy anywhere they have baby supplies. So this oil is already warm, but I could plug it in while I was doing this pose. This oil would be nice and warm when we're ready for it after legs up the wall. So legs up the wall, also called stairway to heaven in yin yoga, the easiest way to get into this pose is sit next to your bolster with your hip all the way up against the wall, and then kind of James Bond style, roll onto your bolster. And you'll want to adjust however is comfortable so that all of your sacrum is supported on that bolster. You may have to move it a few inches closer to the wall or a little bit further away, but you want to be no strain in your low back. Your pelvis should feel really supported, no muscular exertion. You can just stay here with your feet up against the wall, totally relaxed. So adjust as you need to until you're really, really comfortable. And then just sink in. Feel how heavy your pelvis is sinking into the bolster. Find that connection to the ground, to the earth once again. Feel a heaviness, a downward quality. And just surrender into that. No need to hold on to any muscular tension, no need to hold yourself up. Just release. This pose has a lot of benefits. The first one that you may notice is to the circulatory system. So normally gravity will help our arteries bring freshly oxygenated blood away from our heart down into our legs. And then it's our veins that are pumping that unoxygenated blood back up the body to the heart and lungs that have to work a little harder. But when we're in an inversion like this, that's switched. So you're actually improving your circulation by giving your arteries a little bit of a workout, making them more efficient at transporting that blood from your heart down to your feet. And if you start to experience a tingling, almost like your feet might go to sleep, that's totally okay. Just think of it as you're strengthening your circulation system. Another benefit is to the lymphatic system. So unlike our circulatory system, the lymph can't move on its own. It needs to be moved through the forces of gravity and momentum and actually moving your body. There's nothing that pumps that lymph around on its own. So when we do inversions and unique postures like this, ways that your body doesn't normally sit itself, then that's actually really good for your lymph to be able to circulate as well. This is a really restorative posture. It's also really good for the mind, really grounding, good for stress relief and anxiety. Really, really helpful to help us get to sleep, which is why I chose it for tonight's practice, especially if you ever have encountered anything with restless leg syndrome. This can be really helpful to incorporate into your nightly routine to get rid of some of that excess energy that may be lingering in the legs, grounding us down through our pelvis, keeping us nice and healthy. And all inversions such as this one are great for our nervous system as well, just pressing the big reset button. So enjoy this pose. You can come here as often as you like. You can even just sit with legs up the wall 30 minutes at home. If you come home one night and you just don't have the energy for a full yoga practice, this is a really, really restorative posture that you will still get lots of benefits from, even if that's the only pose that you do. And while you're here, start paying attention to your breath, noticing the inhale and the exhale. It may be helpful if you need to in the beginning to say to yourself, this is the inhale, this is the exhale. For a lot of us, it's really common for our attention to wander and be distracted by a thought at the end of the exhale. So sometimes just that awareness or speaking those words in our head is enough to keep us present and in the moment, focused on our breath. If your mind wanders, just gently bring it back and know that that's totally normal. You may find in this pose it's easy for you to naturally want to start to elongate your breath, to have long, slow, deep, peaceful breathing. If that feels like something intuitively that your body would like to do, you can lengthen your inhale to count of 4 or 6 or maybe even 8. And then whatever the length of your inhale was, keep your exhale that long or longer. By lengthening the exhale, that's how we trick our nervous system into relaxing and turning on the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode, which is what we want, especially as we're getting ready for bed this evening. So only if you can do it without tension, you can make your breath longer, slower, so you have less breaths per minute. You may find that this exponentially increases the relaxation quality of this pose. Whatever you've decided to do with your breath, whether just observe it as it is or elongate it, making sure you're still present with it and following it, bringing the mind back as it wanders. You started to feel that tingling sensation in your feet or your upper legs, that's totally fine and normal. And if you need to come out of the pose early, that's 100% okay too. Still following the breath. Still encouraging that parasympathetic nervous response, rest and digest. Some ways you can know that's working in your body is if your stomach starts to grumble or you feel like there's more saliva in your mouth. That's how you know your body has sent those signals to trigger, digest the food that's in your stomach and in intestines. So you've been in this pose for 8 minutes, which is how long it takes all of the blood in the body to circulate through the heart. So if that feels sufficient and you'd like to move out of the pose, you can gently bend your knees and slide your feet down the wall. Of course, stay here as long as you'd like if it's feeling nice and juicy. And then with your knees into your chest, just the reverse of how I got into it, roll off to the side of your bolster. Push yourself back up to a seated position, and then grab your towel and your oil. You can sit however is comfortable, on your mat or on the bolster or cushion. Like I said, the type of oil doesn't matter so much, but if you really start to like this practice, Banyan Botanicals has some great Ayurvedic oils. Some of them have herbs in them that are really, really nice. But this almond oil you can just get at any local health food store. Like I think got this one at Whole Foods. We also have our local co-op that sells oils like this as well. So take a little bit of oil into your hand with your feet up on your towel. Yep, we're going to touch our feet. So if you don't have the nifty oil warmer, you can rub this between your hands to warm it up. And then just start to rub this oil on your feet. It's weird until it's not. Really, our feet are what connect us and ground us to the earth. They do so much for us and don't get the props that they deserve. So this practice of rubbing oil on our feet is self-love, honoring and respecting what our body has done for us all day, and really calming for the nervous system. So just intuitively feeling into what your body wants and is asking for. Maybe it's just light touch. Maybe it's a lot of pressure, pulling the foot apart, creating space. Maybe it's rubbing some circles on your arch. Your arch corresponds to your spine in the study of reflexology, which massage therapists know about. It can also feel nice on your toes too, especially if you haven't rubbed oil on them, to pull each of your toes individually. And they may pop, so if you're one of those people that doesn't like your joints popping, don't do that. But otherwise, it can feel nice to release that air element. Air is associated with vata dosha, which is what this whole practice is aimed at calming. So you can go to bed feeling grounded and ready for really deep, nourishing sleep. So once the oil is nice and worked in there, you've covered your whole foot. Grab a little bit more oil. Doesn't take a ton. You don't want to get super oily sheets, but enough to cover your whole foot. And then start on your other foot. Same thing, just intuitively listening to what your body's asking for. Where it needs the love. Maybe it's dry heels in the back. Maybe it's the top of the foot. Just sending your love, sending your gratitude, sending your thanks. When was the last time you said thanks to your feet? Working it in so you get all the different corners, all the different areas. Know that your skin appreciates this. Oiling of the skin in Ayurveda increases immunity, keeps you really hydrated, keeps the skin soft and supple. Lots and lots of benefits. You can pull on the toes again, on the side, if that feels okay. And then once you feel like the oil is nice and worked in on that side, you can wipe off the excess oil on the old towel and just find a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like. Hands on top of the thighs, palms face down. Close your eyes and just take a moment to connect with your feet, to feel into them. Notice how they feel. Maybe they have a heavy quality. Maybe they feel more rooted. Maybe they feel more relaxed. Just like we did in the body scan in the beginning, just noticing what you feel there. Taking a moment to express some gratitude to not just your feet, but your whole body and your health. That's all I have for you tonight. Namaste. Hope that you found this to be a nice grounding practice that prepares you for bed, especially in these trying times when our vata can be a little bit out of control. Some other suggestions that I have are to check out a yoga nidra class, which translates to yogi sleep. It's a guided meditation that works through the whole body that encourages deep relaxation. It's really, really powerful. I think Miranda Peterson at Asheville Yoga Center is hosting an online class on Friday nights. It's just $10. You can get the link through Zoom. And then Saturday evenings, Brevard Yoga Center, they're doing a Yoga Nidra class as well. So I would highly recommend those. And then later this week, I'll make a video on making a golden milk, which is my favorite before bed tonic, which is also especially soothing to the nervous system. But if you have any other suggestions or ideas of things you'd like to see to help you ground down at the end of our crazy days, I'm all yours. So thank you so much. Good night.